This came in a lot of help. Absolute best purchase that I probably could have made. A lot of shit. I'm not gonna lie. Just not bad at all. So what's up guys? If you don't know who I am, my name is Cohen. I had top surgery about a year ago. I'm kind of going to go over my scars a little bit of how they look. I want to go over everything that I had in the video, things you might need for top surgery. It's in kind of like, I think it's like the second video that I've ever filmed. One of the things that is not on there that I forgot to talk about was having a fanny pack. There is a fanny pack that my partner had before I used that fanny pack. You can see it in like my surgery update of after surgery and stuff. You see me having the fanny pack instead of having it clipped to like the little binding that I had on my chest, and it was kind of like in the way if I wanted to have my arms crossed or just to set the cords and everything was just bothering me. So I always had it in my little fanny pack like down by my waist. That was one of the things I definitely had that I didn't have in this video, but I wanted to like make the statement on it now. Believe it or not, after top surgery you will not believe how much you actually use like your chest and your abs just to be able to like pretty much do anything. Pretty important to me to be able to not try to use all that stuff to have like such bad scars. The next thing was my slippers. Call me an old man if you must. I definitely need a new pair because I love these things so much that I've worn them outside when you're not supposed to. Obviously, you're supposed to just wear them inside. They're supposed to be in-house slippers, but they became my everything slippers. And if I could actually wear them to like a store, I think I actually have done that too. I love my slippers. Like, just obviously, like, I need a new pair because I love my slippers so much. They definitely were so helpful and I love them. So definitely a must if you like slippers too. Still to this day also to have this 10-foot long phone charger to where you're not having to like reach for it. It came through my little pillow area and then I just plugged it in and then I put my phone inside the little like side pocket that my pillow had on. I'll go over that pillow here in a little bit. Definitely a 10-foot long phone charger. The dry shampoo that I had in my video, I don't even remember ever using it. I know some people would probably prefer to have dry shampoo, so it's really just up to you if you wanting to have the dry shampoo, depending on your doctor and what they also say, if you're allowed to wash your hair, if you're allowed to like do like small little showers. Like I just did like the stomach down in the shower while I still have my bandage on, and then I washed my hair in the sink. Yeah, the book came in the picture. I kind of just laughed at myself. Even though I read more now, I didn't read that book whatsoever. I definitely was sleeping 3/4 of the time, a little bit of half the time after some of the medications started wearing off and stuff. But I really did start binge watching a lot of shows. Unless you are a reader and you like reading, probably suggest. I ended up getting a Nook recently. One, because I live in a bus, so I can't have a lot of books in this bus. We've been reading One Dark Window and just started it yesterday. So I'm excited to see how that goes. But a book would have been obviously helpful. Kind of keep your eyes off of a screen for a little bit and then read. But to each their own. Whoever wants to watch some movies, binge watch some shows, or read a book, or do some puzzles. Definitely something to keep your mind off of all the stuff you cannot do for that couple of weeks or months that you're dealing with just stuck in bed. In that video, I gave this extended arm back scratcher a lot of shit. I'm not gonna lie. But I will say, it definitely came in handy. There was a few times that my leg itched, and instead of like leaning up, I literally just extended this. I just did a little extension on it, and then I just scratched my legs. There was a couple of times that like my head itched, and you can't like reach to like get to the back of your head. So I literally just extended this and itched the back of my head. Now I will say it was a little harder for my back to be scratched. Was able to a little bit in a sense of like make it a little smaller and kind of like put it in the back and like scratched it a little bit, but I couldn't really get to like certain spots of my back, if that makes any sense. It definitely helped out for my legs, and it definitely helped out for like my head. The premium washcloths that I used was also a really good idea. Before I was able to like really wash, like let any water hit my chest or like my shoulders, like neck area was mainly where I used it at. And then I did use it on my legs and somewhat of, you know, like my arms and stuff like that if I wasn't showering for a couple of days. I will say I also have pretty sensitive skin, and this premium washcloth ones that I did get was really helpful for that. It didn't irritate my skin that much whatsoever. I felt pretty clean even after washing it, and it was definitely pretty helpful with the days that I wasn't wanting to shower. The neck pillow and cover for your eyes that came together definitely was something that helped me out for the first couple of weeks while I was sleeping, because if you know anything about top surgery, you have to sleep almost in a sense of somewhat sitting up. At least I did. I'm pretty sure I think I was allowed to lay flat if I remember correctly. Actually, I'm not quite sure, so don't quote me on that. I was sitting up on my pillow, and then I put a neck pillow right here. Pretty comfortable during having the neck pillow on, and then the days the first couple of weeks that my top surgery happened, I did put those eye covers on to be able to help sleep throughout the daytime. It was definitely a good product to have. The compression socks I remember using only because I wasn't up and walking as much the first couple of days. Definitely was a good thing, but like I never used those compression socks again after that. So to each their own. Like I said, as long as you're up and walking a little bit to kind of get the blood flowing, it definitely helps. So once I started walking a little bit more, I didn't wear the compression socks after that. The heated blanket, it was a game changer, I'm not gonna lie. Typically you sleep as a hot person. Like I typically sleep with the covers off of me, half on me, half off of me. Like anything that I could possibly do to like stay cooler. I was worried about buying the heated blanket, thinking that like this might have been a waste of money. I will say Marissa has definitely used it way more than I have, because she likes to be snuggy and cozy and just hot, and I'm just not. I did use the heated blanket the first couple of weeks after my surgery as well. There's a couple of times that I just got cold and like the blankets wasn't doing it, and Marissa put the heated blanket on me, and I felt so relaxed, so comfy, and I fell asleep. It was probably one of the best like also purchases that I definitely did. Spray deodorant. I loved it. Probably one of the greatest like purchases with this also, just because I wasn't like lifting my arms up as much to like get the deodorant on. I literally just barely lifted up, and Marissa would spray it, and it got to the point like a couple weeks after surgery I could lift my arm up, spray it also too. But being able to do some things for myself and not having to ask for help all the time, something I still work with, but it was something that was like a want for me. I would use it throughout the whole day. I was just going over and putting some more deodorant on, and then going back and laying back down in bed. So the cough drops definitely came in handy for the first couple of weeks. Whenever you cough, you're using a lot of like your chest muscles and your abs and everything that's like kind of straining your chest. So whenever you're coughing, it's kind of like hurting that. And it also, the ones that I got was like more of like a soothe throat type one. I am very much a tea person. So when I got the Sleepy Time honey tea, it's one of my favorite teas that we have. It's so good, I'm just saying. Was definitely helpful for your throat. Was just definitely helpful just to kind of keep your body in a way warm. Like I don't know if you like take a nice little drink of like something hot, like a hot coffee or a hot tea or just something hot, whatever it is, it like helps with like your body warming up, keeping your body like at that nice old temperature with some hot tea, and it's just relaxing in a sense. And I think I think we went through that whole box within like 3 to 4 days, probably 2 if I'm actually being honest. I just love tea, and I loved tea so much when I was just sitting there relaxing, and then the amount of times that I would drink like 3/4 of it, and then I would take a nap. And then I wake back up and I'd be like, I want some more tea. I was a bit excited for this part to come up. The stool softener, I probably should have gotten a little bit more of a higher dose than what I did. I was backed up for at least a good 3 days before I actually finally like got to be able to use the bathroom correctly. Not feel so bloated and like backed up or anything along those lines, to where you're not uncomfortable and your stomach's hurting or anything along those lines. So stool softeners, 110%. The tea relief that I ended up buying off Amazon was a part of the medications that I was taking. I would take one of those muscle, joint, and back pain, like tea relief type pains, having them, and took them whenever I needed to, and it definitely helped out a lot. The immune system gummies, one, I started taking them a couple of weeks before surgery. I just didn't want to get any colds. I didn't want to get sick whatsoever. I didn't want anything to happen along those lines, and it definitely helped out a lot. One, I probably should be taking them again on a daily basis. I just have a really bad immune system as it is, and I think it would definitely help with a lot of like just sickness, feeling down and gurgy, what is that even a word? started taking those gummies early, and then I took them for the last like 2 weeks. I think I took it about a month afterwards, up until like they were pretty much gone, and then I just never bought them again. The button-up sleepwear was phenomenal. One, they felt so freaking comfy. Two, if I could do it all over again, somewhat of me wishes that I probably would have gotten a couple of long sleeves also, but I wore them every single night and pretty much slept in them all single day. I loved the feeling of them. I wish I didn't keep them. One, because I don't really sleep in shirts at all, so I wasn't going to keep it. It was definitely extremely helpful. I got the ones that was like kind of like capri-ish legging type ones, but I also got 2X's. One, I'm not a 2Xer. I'm probably maybe a large, if anything a medium, but I put it on and it was wanting it to be like just baggy on me, to where like the chest band-aid that I had on my chest, the compression that I had on there, it was enough for like the drains to come out. Since I started my YouTube video was obviously when I had top surgery. Pretty much the day I got back, I started editing my very first video, which was my top surgery video. If you haven't seen that, definitely go take a look at it. It's one of my favorites, definitely one that I'm pretty proud of because it was my very first video I ever edited, so I was excited about it. But I got a desk that could set on the bed, like it just folds out like this. You can also plug this in, and you have outlets like USB ports up here. These are for pencils and whatever. You can set stuff like your phone inside of it, but I still use this to this day. Definitely something that was a pretty good investment in. I like laying in bed, and now that we live in this bus, there's a couple of times that we lay in bed and we edit videos, or we're looking at our computer, or we're doing something. This came in a lot of help. Like when I wanted to eat, when I wanted to just watch a movie, I set it beside me, so I had like another extra desk beside me, and then my end table on this side, and it was super helpful. And it was definitely something that I would say definitely to invest in if you are laying in bed. There's a lot of people that would lay in like their chairs or like a lounge chair or something like that. So you have end tables, you have a coffee table, you have all these things. This might not be something for you, but if you're laying in bed and you're just chilling in bed, this is definitely something that came in tremendously amount of help. Cannot also stress enough, if you have the money, and it's definitely something that you're able to do. The reading pillow that I bought was a little bit on the expensive side, thanks to my mom and my dad for also buying it for me, because they helped me out with some of the things for my surgery. Here's a picture of it. All the things that I have pictures of that came up on the screen while I was talking about them was tremendously. I would just get I would lean back, like I said, get up on the bed and like kind of scoot back as much as I can, and then I would just a little bit lay back on this reading pillow, and it was so helpful. It had like a little coffee. I never used the coffee one to like put the mug in. I kind of just used the desk for that mainly, but they had like slots and little things that like just helped more of like just reaching. Like I had my phone charger, my laptop charger, all the chargers that I would possibly need. I ended up taking the back part off, and I just used the little like neck pillow that I got, and I ended up putting like eye patches like inside the little like slit that we have there to like hold things. Also, the absolute best purchase that I probably could have made for my top surgery recovery, to me so much easier. Now I have multiple videos out of like my top surgery, of things that I use for my top surgery, everything pretty much throughout that. I wanted to kind of go over again. My doctor was based in Cleveland, Ohio. Absolutely phenomenal staff. Him, just everything. Like, was so respectful, so well-mannered, so, like, very much, like, in the know of, like, obviously life in general. And they all was just super respectful. I did go to another doctor. I kind of wanted to make sure I went with the best one, and I went to Ohio State. Not stating that Ohio State probably isn't the best, it just wasn't the best for me. There was a few things that I just wasn't okay with. Like, one, when you have a chest and you're going for top surgery, it was like, literally he was just like, yeah, take your shirt off, let me take some pictures on my iPad. And I was just like, I don't know about that. My doctor was Dr. I hope I don't say this wrong, but Isakov. Izakov, I think. Izakov, through Cleveland Clinic. He was tremendous, like I said, super respectful, super nice. His nurses, super respectful, super nice. Everybody there was just amazing. In all honesty, in all aspects of everything under the sun. I wanted to get him a gift, but with me not working for the whatever time before top surgery and then after top surgery, I wanted to get him something special, and I would hope to still to this day still get him something because he was just amazing. And I'll show you guys my results also of, it's been a year now since I've had my top surgery, and it's been 3 years since starting testosterone. My hair is crazy. So this is the front view of my chest. Like I said, I got nipple grafts. I do have some dog ears, but that is because I was overweight. I still somewhat am. You can't even really see my scars whatsoever in the front. But when you go to the side is when you start to see a little bit of my scarring. I think I stretched out a little bit because some of the scar has stretched some, if you could see. But some of that scar has stretched out, and then a little bit on this side, but not as bad as that side. So I am a righty, and I think I was using like my right hand a lot to like push myself off. If I probably wasn't doing like those types of things, I probably would have a different reaction to like my scarring. Like this is just not bad at all. Like super phenomenal, like great results. I absolutely love my results. I wish I wouldn't have like pushed as much off of this one. Yeah, so front view obviously of my chest. I have a little bit of dog ears is what we call them, and whenever you have scarring like that, you still have like a little bit of skin that's like on the side. I will have to like lose some weight in order to have that happen. And then the side view, I just have like a not too bad of a chest, so like my chest kind of like almost looks like pecs already. I also notice a really good like posture wise now. Like my shoulders have been back way more. If you know anything about trans men, trans women, or anything along those lines, I was slumped over a lot. Like my neck and my back and everything slumped over a lot to hide my chest. So I have a really bad back, and I recently have started lifting my head up and back and my shoulders up and back now that I don't have a chest. Like I'm sticking my chest out now, and pretty like just proud of it, and like just everything. So like I'm more walking with my shoulders back and my head up high and my chest out like you're supposed to walk. And I didn't do that for almost damn near 18 years. Going on, I was like 20 something whenever. So like, yeah, ever since I started probably having a chest, I think I always started slumping over. I was like trying to hide it and like cover it up to where nobody can see it. And then now I'm like just walking proudly, having my shirt off all the time. So yeah, that is my scars, and that's the way they look. My nipples look really good. There's not too many like stretch marks on my nipples, and both of them look pretty good. I think there's a little bit of a stretch mark like right here on my nipple, but they look really good. They're pretty much identical. I don't know what else to say about this surgery. Like it's a life changer. It's everything and so much more, and I can't wait for everybody that's doing the research to get their top surgery done until you guys get to see and have the same feeling also, because it's great, and I know you're going to be so happy after it happens, and I'm excited for you guys. I hope this video was super helpful. Definitely do your research on your doctors. I did, and I absolutely loved mine. If you're not in the Ohio area or the Cleveland area, I know there's plenty of doctors out there that is also really good, extremely well at what they do, and definitely do your research and finding the right doctor for yourself. So thank you guys so much for watching another video. If you have not yet subscribed and you just love my attitude and just who I am, hit that subscribe button down below. And if you want to also follow on my Instagram channel, I don't post as much and I need to start posting a lot more, and I will. So we live in a bus. So if that is your little take on life and you want to see a little fun activities, some queer places that you can obviously go and travel to, and just some fun little adventures that we'll be on as a family, I'll see you guys in that next video. Bye guys.